Okay.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. So, welcome to our creative journey, and this is a YouTube collaboration where we get to know a wonderful YouTube collaborator, and we just get to learn their creative story and kind of what inspires them to create art. So, I'm super excited that you're joining us today. Today we have Irma Brenes. Did I
Yeah.
say your last name right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's Brenes. Brenes.
Brenes. Okay,
Uh-huh.
perfect. Very good. So we're so happy to have you. And we are going to begin by asking some questions.
Okay.
So
I'm
the first
ready.
question is, how did you get your start on your creative journey?
Okay, well, my creative journey started when I was little, obviously. My mother tells stories about me being 2, 3 years old, and I used to entertain myself for hours drawing on any surface that I can, mostly, well, probably the walls, I'm sure, but mostly paper napkins, newspaper, magazines, and brown paper bags. As long as I had some kind of implement in my hand, a crayon, a pen, a pencil, and paper, I would draw, and for hours.
Wonderful. I can understand that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That is amazing. So you started very, very young.
Oh, yes, very young, very young.
Um, okay. And why didn't you pursue your love of art and major in it in school?
Okay, well, it really had a lot to do with my parents. Um, I guess they were old school and not aware of the fact that there is art everywhere around us. And you could combine your love of medicine with art and become a medical illustrator, or you could marry your love of art and fashion, become a fashion uh, designer, illustrator, etc., etc. We used to go down to the village in New York City, Greenwich Village. This was way back in the day, 1967, 1968, my hippie days. And we used to see a lot of artists in the street selling their artwork. And my mother used to say, "You see that? You see that? That person is starving. They have to depend on somebody in the street to buy their art. Is this what you want? I want you to go to college, etc., etc." So I took her advice and I did go to college, and I majored in medical laboratory technology, and I spent my working years in the medical field.
Yes.
So that's basically it. I think I answered your question.
Absolutely, you did. Were you still creating art during that time, or
On and off. I started, well, I would draw sometimes at work, waiting for for specimens to come down from the
yeah,
ward or whatever, or patients, or when I would have to, waiting between patients, whatever. I, I could admit it now. They won't fire me because I'm already retired.
that's right.
Shh, don't tell them.
Don't
But
tell anyone.
I would doodle, and but I and of course during my time at home and on weekends I would do a lot of watercolor. But then once the kids came, that pretty much ended. I realized that I could still continue to do my art by creating cards and selling them, and or making them for the holidays, etc., etc. So that's how I stayed. And now that I am retired and I have all this time, I'm going full speed ahead
Absolutely.
with my cards.
That's right. Yes. If you could live your life over again, would you do things differently in regard to your art?
Well, now that I'm in entering my twilight years, uh,
I
that's
love that
such
expression. It's
a
true.
nice way of putting it. Um, and I look back. I think that if I could do it over again, I would probably become like an art teacher. Simply because prior to my retiring, um, I I kind of left the medical field for a little bit, and I went into teaching medical assisting, and I landed a job in a trade school teaching medical assisting, and I was really shocked that I loved teaching so much. So looking taking my experience, life experiences, and applying it and going back in time, I think that I would have enjoyed becoming an art teacher.
Absolutely. Well, that's not too late. Maybe you'll teach some people.
Well, I teach through my YouTube channel.
That's right, you do. So you're already living your dream.
That's right. There you go.
There we go. So, what is your favorite medium to work in?
Well, I love watercolor, and I primarily do use a lot of watercolor, but I've done everything, a little bit of everything. Everything except oil paintings. Oil paintings kind of scare they scare me. But watercolor is number one, and a lot of mixed media, really.
Yes, watercolor is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. And your cards are beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are really gorgeous.
Thank you.
Is there any medium that you have not tried but would like to learn?
Well, I certainly cannot make cards out of this, but I would like to try dabbling in some stained glass as well as ceramics, making pottery, that
Yes.
kind of thing. Now, I did take, when I was in college, well, actually, it was an adult education class. I did take it, a pottery class, which was very, very interesting.
Yes, I bet that is interesting. I've always liked that too. It looks like so fun to work in that clay and get your
Yeah.
hands dirty. And yes, and it's amazing what they can create
Yes.
with pottery.
Mm-hmm.
How did you become interested in making cards?
Well, I was home with my first daughter. I was on maternity leave, and I wanted to find a way, possibly, of earning a little bit of pocket money. So I saw some show on TV, and there was a man talking about home home businesses, and uh, he related a story concerning somebody who made cards from home. So that gave me the idea. So suddenly I was making cards, and I was trying to get my designs into Hallmark and a whole mess of other uh, card companies. But somebody who knew someone in the business told me, listen, they're very, very picky. You're going to be sending a lot of your work back and forth, and you're going to get a lot of rejection. So I said, okay, well, fine. I'm just going to do it on my own, alone. And that's how I started. And when my father was working, he right before Christmas, he used to take some of my card designs to work and sell them for me.
That's
So,
amazing.
that gave me the taste. Then I went back to work, and I had other kids after that. And then
Yes,
it was just making cards whenever I had the time, whenever I could.
absolutely. Yes. But you were an entrepreneur already.
Yeah,
That's
right.
awesome. We're like, let's
in,
go for it.
in some ways, I am.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful thing, I think.
Yes.
So, where do you sell your cards?
Well, I do have an Etsy shop. I've sold a few uh, through Etsy. Um, Primarily, it's craft fairs. I do a lot of craft fairs. I might do maybe 5 or 6 craft fairs a year. maybe 2 or 3 in the spring, and another maybe 3 or 4, depending, for the fall season. And then that's it. And sometimes it is a word of mouth, and sometimes maybe through Facebook, somebody might message me and ask me that they want, let's say, 10 cards, assorted designs, assorted sentiments, and
Yeah.
that's how I do it.
Wonderful. Very cool. And how did you get started on YouTube?
Oh, well, I started on YouTube, believe it or not, trying to create slide videos, not for myself, but for one of my daughters. And I'm going to give her a little plug. One of
Yes.
my daughters, who is extremely creative when it comes to cupcakes and cake designs.
No.
If you go to my channel and you scroll down and try to find some of my earlier videos, you will see some of her work. I need to not upgrade, but I need to upload some more, because I've been meaning to do it for her, and I forget. I'm trying to encourage her to do her own, create her own channel. So maybe this will give her encouragement.
I hope so.
See her old mother on the screen over
Right.
here.
Okay, we always need more delicious recipes and to get inspired to bake. That
Yeah,
is a beautiful gift. So I hope that she does start a channel.
yeah,
That's awesome. Very cool. And that's how you started.
yeah. And then
Promoting your daughter.
somehow, about 2 or 3 years ago, there was the creative arts collaboration. I had heard about them, and they wanted to start making these hashtag events once a month, on a particular theme. And I decided, well, why not? Why not do that? And it's been an interesting journey, and it's really been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yes. And there's such a wonderful community in
Yes,
that Facebook group. It's amazing. It's very inspiring. And we get to do wonderful collaboration. So it's
exactly.
great. Absolutely. Well, I'm so glad that you took part in those hashtags
Yes, yes,
and let
definitely.
it happen. That is amazing. What advice would you give those who would like to start a channel but are afraid to do so?
Okay, this advice really can hold true for a YouTube channel, or displaying your artwork, or your first craft fair, or deciding to go to art school, whatever. Go ahead and do it. Do not allow the fear to get in your way of doing something that you really want to do. And don't allow anyone to talk you out of it. I'm not perfect. If you take a look at my videos, they're not beautiful. There's no music in the background. There's no, that you know how it is, Shimmy. A lot of people out there have beautiful YouTube channels. I don't edit.
Yes.
You get it. It's raw, it's live, it's real. If I make a mistake, and often I do,
Yes, me too. A lot of them.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm doing what I want to do, and that's it. I cannot allow the fear to get in my way, because if that's the case, then I'll never grow.
It's true.
I'll never
Abs-
grow.
Yeah,
So go for it. Go for it.
absolutely.
You
I
know,
totally agree with you. It's so true. That is very true. That's great advice. Yeah, because we won't do anything if we wait. If we live in
exactly.
fear, you're totally right. And then there's people that you touch. I know that your art has touched people, that
Mhm.
need to see your art, that need to feel your presence in your heart. And it's like you're not giving that to them if you live in fear. So I'm so glad that you
Exactly.
took the risk and that you're
Well,
telling other people to do it.
let me just share something with you. If
Yes,
people go to my website and they go to whatever, they're going to see a lot of mistakes. All right. Especially my website. And you know what? My website isn't perfect, but I was not going to allow my website not being what I want it to be from giving it out there, giving you the link and letting people see.
Yes.
Right? If I waited for that, if I waited for the perfect opportunity, then I would be paralyzed. I would paralyze myself.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Well, I'm glad that you have not done that. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
That is really great. And where do you find your inspiration for your art?
Okay. I get my inspiration from everywhere. I get my inspiration from YouTube. Um, I'm getting an echo. Are you getting an echo?
I am. Yeah, I don't know why. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know why it's echoing.
Okay. Did you turn it? I turned my phone off and everything. So
I did, and my speaker's off too, so I don't
yeah.
know why it's echoing.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead. YouTube has many, many very talented artists out there. And when I take a look at their artwork, I say, you know what? I can do something like that. It's not going to be the same because I have my own style. And I might not have that particular stamp, and I might not have that paper or that color. But you know what? I can use this other stuff that I have. So
Yeah.
YouTube definitely is an inspiration. Mother Nature is an inspiration. My God, to go outside, take a look at the flowers, the foliage on the trees, the sky, the sunsets, the caterpillars, the butterflies, the birds, all of that is inspiration.
Yes.
And believe it or not, I did make my last video, and I do have to make some more videos because I think that video was maybe 2 weeks old already. But I went into my closet and I took three of my blouses, three of my shirts, and I
Yes.
used the patterns from those blouses, from the material, to influence me, to encourage me, to inspire me. That's the word.
Yes.
Inspire me to make cards. And it's a two-part because again, I don't edit, so I don't know how to combine two.
That's all right.
But I showed the blouses in part one, and then in part two, I showed the cards that I made that in that I was inspired by, you know. So,
Yes.
am I making any sense?
Of course you are.
Oh,
Absolutely
okay.
you are.
And that I use that,
Yes.
but there's inspiration everywhere.
And I'm so glad that you said that because that's true. And I think lots of people do get hung up on having the same materials that you have. And,
Exactly.
I can't do it unless I have this thing or that thing. And you're right. It's like we just have to be a little creative and think outside the box, and you can
Yep, that's it.
something. It's like,
One more thing, though, one other place that I get my inspiration from. All
yeah,
right. I go to Michael's and I get my inspiration from there because there are things that I see in Michael's that I want to buy. And then I stop myself and I say, wait a minute,
I
why
can
should I
totally.
buy these rainbow colored doilies when I have white doilies at home and all I have to do is spray paint them a little bit with some alcohol inks and I got the same effect. You
Absolutely
understand what I'm talking about? I
true.
have I know it's crazy, and if the people in Michael see this, I might get shut off or sued
No.
or whatever. But really, I can't, there are times that I will go to Michael's and I walk out. Well, I always buy something, but
Of course.
half of the stuff I leave on the shelf because
It's true.
I realize, you know what, I can do that. I can make that.
And you're totally right. That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Yeah, we can. You're right. If we just think about it, there's so much stuff that we can make ourselves. I'm
Hmm.
just thinking like paper clips. Like I was in there the other day and they had
Yeah.
these decorated paper clips, and
Uh-huh.
you could totally do that at home. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
tons of stuff,
Yeah.
embellishments, just
Hmm.
fun stuff.
Yeah. It's
Right.
true.
Thinking a little bit. Absolutely. And where do you find your inspiration for your YouTube videos?
Oh, just, I'm making a card and then I'll realize, well, gee, maybe this is something that I could share on my YouTube channel. Uh, Again, there are times when I see something at Michael's and I come home and I create it on my own instead of buying it from Michael's. And I say, I am sure that there are a lot of people just like me out there that are on a budget. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that phone call. That are on a budget, and they can create instead of buying something. They can create it. So I'll show you how you can make something on your own using what you have.
Yes, and that's a wonderful reason to make videos. I agree with you.
Mhm.
It totally is, absolutely. And I'm sure that your viewers appreciate that. Would you like to show us some of your cards
Oh
and
yeah,
explain some
sure.
of the techniques that you use? I'd love to
Okay.
see them.
Okay. Well, let's I have some here. This is a card that I made.
Beautiful.
Basically, this is, you can't see it. You can't see it really on the screen, but this is a like a porcelain type of, not porcelain type of paint, but an enamel paint
Beautiful.
and a stencil that I use to make this card. Okay, so these are the kind of cards I make. Let me show you some other ones using some
Pretty.
other techniques. This background is, believe it or not, if you can recognize the pattern, is a paper towel.
That looks awesome.
Okay, and
That's
just put
so
some
pretty.
embellishments on it.
Yes.
Um, Again, I use a stiffening agent, and
Wonderful.
once I glued it onto my card, I put my embellishments and my sentiment. So that's
That
that.
is so cool. I have
This
to try that.
Okay.
Cool.
I have a video on that. I think I have a video, an
Well,
old
I'll have to
video.
watch that. That looks
Yeah.
really awesome.
This one here, all right, and I'm looking at the screen too. I'm kind of peeking. Hello.
Yes.
This is called cloisonnes. I think it's called cloisonnes,
Yes.
right? I tried making that on my own, and the phone is calling again. The same person. I told you this was gonna happen.
Absolutely. It's fine.
Okay, and this is
The
this
doily.
the doily I was telling you about.
Beautiful. And that is so pretty.
I have a stained glass technique. All right, you
Oh,
may not be able to see
I
it.
can. That's really beautiful.
All
Wow.
right, and let's see. Oh, I enjoy this one. This is my um, faux mosaics. This is made out of eggs.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
All
Oh, I
right.
can see the texture. That's pretty.
Yeah, you can. Okay. All
Yes.
right. Let's see. Let's see. You can see a lot of, if you provide, or I provide the links down below, and you go to my Facebook page and my Etsy shop, my my website. You can see all of these things. Oh, and by the way, one thing I wanted to mention before we hang up and before they call a third time, because I have a feeling that person is gonna call again.
Yes.
I am going to start a blog probably at the end of the summer. So I
Wonderful.
have a few ideas in my head. It's not going to be a blog about how to make a particular card, but it's just about life and art. Giving advice, like, don't let anybody stand in the way of your dream. If you want to create art, go ahead and do it, kind of deal.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, and also I want to just let the subscribers and the people that are watching this video, to let them know that I've been doing my inventory on my cards. There's a lot of cards that I have that I want to kind of give away. So if people are interested, all right, and I'm only going to do this until the last day of this month, which it would be, is it July 30th or the 31st? Whatever. They can email me, or they can put a comment at the bottom of this video. Send me their address, and I would be more than happy to send them a free card, just for the sake of it. I want my cards out there.
Yes,
okay,
that is wonderful. So, how generous. That's very kind.
All right, because believe me, I create 100 cards a month on average.
Yes.
And I have shoe boxes of cards. I have become a craft card hoarder.
Well, I hoard lots of crafty things, so I understand. Oh, that is so kind. That's very nice.
Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about your beautiful scarves? I checked out the website. They're gorgeous, that are made from your art.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Gorgeous.
Where are my scarves? Oh, did I not bring them in here? I'm going to have to step away for a minute.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll be back.
Okay. So I hope you guys are really enjoying the interview. It's been really fun. Yes, and if you're interested in being interviewed for this show, just contact me and we will get you on the show. And we'd love to have you and to hear your story. It's so important for us to hear each other's creative stories and to be inspired by them. Yeah, and I would just love to hear it. It always inspires me, everyone that I interview. So it's fun.
Oh, here they are. They were in this room all the time.
Of course.
Okay, so here we go. Again, this is, I've made these these scarves. It's a long story. I'll make it short. I sent my artwork to a company called Vita, and what they do is they take your artwork and they create scarves out of it. So I have several scarves, and also I've made videos on my scarves and my cards. So this is one design, okay?
Beautiful.
And this is after I made this card. And on my video, everything is backwards. This says just a note. I don't know.
And you can see it fine. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's
right.
weird. Yeah.
Then I have another scarf. This is my original one that I sent to them. These are all abstract, by the way.
Beautiful.
Here is the card. All right, the paper, part of the paper that inspired that card.
And it's amazing. It looks so realistic, so like your art. They do a really good job of reproducing.
They're all abstract designs. And then here we go. Here's another one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful
and color. Let's see. Oh, and this is the card.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, this is the card. Yes. I can't see myself, so I don't know if you're seeing.
I can totally see. Yes.
All right. And this is the scarf. There are other scarves, but I don't have them with me. I gave them away Christmas gifts, a birthday gift, and so I don't have the cards, and I don't have the scarves, and I don't have the cards anymore. But
absolutely,
and I think I gave you the link for that.
Yes, you did, and I will definitely include that in the description of this video.
Yeah,
so that is so wonderful. Wow.
Let me just say something, that those of us that are creative, because we all have talents. Some people have the talent of hospitality. Some people have the talent of cooking a good meal. Yes. People have the talent of listening and empathizing with people. But we have a different talent, and the talent that we have is something that really comes from inside of us. And I think that you would agree
I
100%
totally agree with
with me.
that.
It's a
Yes,
need, it's a need to create every single day. And
absolutely.
my philosophy is that my talent, and this is sort of my mantra, that my talent is an unmerited gift from God, that He alone is the one, the only one, and true creative genius. And
Yes,
what I have come to realize is that He has chosen to share with me a little tiny, tiny little microscopic amount of His creativity. He has allowed that, or He has allowed me to have. All
yes.
right. And that's how I feel. So that's it in a nutshell. I hope that I answered all of your questions.
You did absolutely beautifully. Thank you so much. And what you said is true.
Yes.
Those gifts do come from God, and I believe that with all my heart. And I know
Yes.
that's true.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because you can just feel it when you look at art. You know, it does. It speaks to your soul in a very deep way. I think that
Yes,
it's
it
definitely
does.
mine. Yes, I totally
Right,
agree.
right.
Yes,
And again, it's he did not stop creating a flower. He made many types of flowers,
that's
many
right.
different colors. So just like an artist, just like you, just like me, just like a lot of people watching this video, we create, and we create a variety of different things
Absolutely.
using our talent.
That's right. That is very true.
Any,
Alrighty.
Anyway, I need to leave only because I'm afraid that this person is going to call me a third time. And if
Absolutely.
they do, then you'll never see me again. You won't
Absolutely.
see any more
Okay.
videos.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And it was so wonderful getting to know you. And thank you guys so
Okay.
much for watching. Please leave a comment below. And hopefully you were inspired by this wonderful talk by this wonderful artist. And I will put all her links to everywhere that she is on Facebook and her website and on Etsy, so you can look at her beautiful cards. So, and to the beautiful scarves that you saw too. So make sure you check those out. And we will see you later. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
And you'll just hit the stop broadcast button